Welcome to Toffee TV. It's the Tuesday topic.
It's long. No?
It was, yeah.
Longer than his defensive fucking ability to keep clean sheets, anyway. What is it? What do we do?
I don't know. Something. What should we
do?
Ladiola. Should Sam Allardyce be sacked? That is the question.
What if we just go, yeah? Is that it?
That's the Tuesday topic.
That's the Tuesday topic. It's done. Should Sam Allardyce be sacked now?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
You know why?
Yeah.
If we hadn't gone through what we've gone through this season and he was just our manager, if this was year 2 or he'd have took over in August, then yeah.
He'd be gone.
Yeah, we're serving up this crap, boring, no real identity, no game plan. I would say yeah, because it's not good enough and I'm bored of it already. But I personally don't like watching the team the way it is, and he doesn't fill me with any confidence, and I do want a change, but it's what we're in March. I just don't see the point in having the manager number 4 for
I mean, obviously Mashiri wanted Silva, so if he's still of that mind that he wants Silva, would that be a route? I mean, I put a poll on Twitter, had 3,000 replies, and I asked, should he bring him in now if he wants him? And 69% of people say yes, he should bring him in.
I'm not surprised by that, to be
honest.
honest.
I mean,
that's quite a good cross-section of 3,000 people.
Yeah, 3,000 people saying...
When L'Oreal do their hair ones, it's 101 women. And
is
it's
it?
like, yeah,
I mean,
that's 68%.
That's only one more than Pointless.
That's not good, is it? So,
no, but I think, you know, that would be, for me, from that argument, I mean, obviously, we're still not safe, unfortunately. So it would be a gamble. I mean, the only caveat to that would, if he really wants him, at least if he brought him in now, he could plan for next season, have a good look at the squad, see what's needed, and take it from there. Because I just think at the moment, I think all of us hope that he'll be gone at the end of the season.
Absolutely, he's got to go.
But that leaves us in... I think that leaves us in no man's land, because there's a big question mark over Steve Walsh.
Yeah.
There's a big question mark over who comes in next. And it leaves a lot of planning, a lot of forward planning that needs to be done, because my big worry about Everton at the moment is, I look at this set of players and I look at the team and I look at the way we play, and I think this could be a big problem next season. Never mind just this season. This could be a big problem next season if we don't get some stability and some key players in. That all takes planning. That takes, you know, forward planning, thinking about things, getting into people's ears who you want, into agents, letting them know who your next manager is going to be. And I think that needs addressing right now.
I think if Marco Silva is the man that Mashiri wants, 100%, that's who he wants and going to go for it, then I absolutely would sack Sam Allardyce now and get him in. Because as you said, the mess we're in is going to take an awfully long time to sort out. And what we don't want to happen is by the time we do get the manager in, which we leave it too late, as you said, they've then got to sift through all the crap that we want to get rid of. What kind of style do we want to implement? Okay, bang on, we want this kind of style of play. Right then, therefore we're going to go and scout these players, bring him in, he'll fit in. You won't fit, you're off, you can stay, so on and so forth. So if they do want Silva, I'd absolutely get him now. I would want Allardyce out the club straight away, because it's just infuriating for me the longer he's here. The tactics, the way he sets up, the things he says. I mean, the press conference, as I said earlier, the press conference before the Burnley game was just atrocious. He just doesn't know his audience. He's saying things that are just making the fans angrier and angrier. He comes out after the game, after we lose to Burnley, throw away a lead, and he laughs. He laughs when confronted about the Evertonians being unhappy. He's just disrespecting us, and the thing I worry about with Allardyce is the longer he's there, the more and more negativity is being instilled into our club. It's being instilled into the fans, it's being instilled into the players, and it's just spreading like a cancer, and that's the worry. And I think, would it actually be more harm than good for him to be here longer? Would we be better just cutting our losses and getting him gone anyway, giving it to Unsworth till the end of the season? But of course that's a big gamble, because we're not still safe, you know. Who knows? But if in answer to that poll though, if they want Silva, get it done now. Why not?
Yeah, if that's who it is.
Yeah.
Right? Is he the right? I think for me, the worry is he the right fella?
I don't want it to be Silva.
I just think I look on it. I don't know. I think it's. I look at him and I think he could be actually perfect for us, but then that's traded off by Hull and by Watford.
Yeah.
You know, is the ease in which he would have walked out of Watford after 9 games for. Now it's from our point of view, I like to look and go, oh well, it's because we're such a massive club and you know we've got money and he knows he can achieve things. But I just look and go, 9 games and he was ready to go. Yeah, I'm gonna go there now.
And they were doing really well.
And they were flying. But with that, he had Hull. He gave Hull a chance. Ultimately, they went down, but he gave them a chance and he didn't have any.
Yeah.
And he had Watford playing great attacking football. But defensively worries me. So I don't know if he's genuinely defensively
right.
Well, he does. Yeah.
Watching us though.
Well, we hang on a
sec. Can't really get worse.
Hang on. Marco Silva, I've said this to you before. Marco Silva brought 2 teams to Goodison in 7 months, and Everton put 7 goals past them.
Yeah,
so
that's terrifying.
There you go. Right.
Yeah.
So let's have that right. But if he's going to be the man we appoint in May, then yeah, you're right. We may as well just do it now. Then. I know we're not safe, and that might be a gamble. But then again, it's not as if Sam's got us tight and we'll get the wins anyway. These players might do it anyway. But fair enough. But I just don't know if he's actually the right man.
I agree.
Fonseca's the right man. You know what? I watched before. I don't know whether you've seen on Saturday before the game. They just done. Alistair Campbell interviewed Sean Dyche. It was only about a 3-minute segment, and he said something which was I thought was really good. Talking about Burnley and Campbell was like, you've got this, you know, you get some criticism for the way we play kind of thing, and you know the identity of the team, and he said I'm not bothered about what people say. He said the most important thing for me is the team understands its identity and understands the way it plays. He said that for me is key. Everything else he was talking working class, work hard for each other, all of that's great, and it's all you looked at it and went, I could see him actually walking around Finch Farm progressing. I don't know whether he's got the ability to play a different way, I don't know, but I just thought that little snapshot of him, he came across really well. It looks like the players love him, and I think that we need someone. I tweeted this on Saturday, we need a young hungry manager that can unite everybody in a way that Martinez kind of did in that first season. He very quickly destroyed the rest of it.
They should never have put him on the ground. That's what done it. I saw that thought, that's too soon now. Oh that's God. Too soon.
Give him a 100-year contract and put him on the ground. It was ridiculous. Well, I mean, what's your thought?
Well, I've said it before, and I'm not asked for saying I would have took Dyche in a heartbeat. He was who I would have given the job to, because ultimately it wouldn't have been a decision to. It would have been a forward-thinking decision, but at the right time to give Everton what they needed. And I think he's a fantastic manager, and he's a coach, and that's what I want. I want a coach.
But what would you do with Allardyce right now? Would you sack him?
I don't know. I really don't, because I don't know whether there's such a. I don't know what the mood is in the camp of the players. Do they? Is this something that would break them? I don't know if they are. They don't look to me like. I think at the moment I'm hoping that they're looking inwards at themselves rather than looking at the manager. If they're looking at the manager, then that's not what I want from this team. I want them to be looking at themselves. If they're looking at themselves, they're looking at the right direction, because if you're looking at yourself, you can pull yourself out of it. Those players can pull themselves out. If they look to the manager and the manager's clueless, that's not going to get us anywhere. So I'm hoping they're looking at themselves, thinking what can we do to make this better? Not what can the manager. If you look at the manager, if they look to the manager, they're just again passing the buck. That's not what we need. I just think that in terms of his record, it's horrendous. His last 10 games are worse than Koeman's and Martinez's and Andreas points wise. It's an horrific run. And I think if Allardyce had started the season as the manager, he would be sacked now after this run. But I think it's the embarrassment, and also shows where the club is if he was sacked. You know, for a fourth manager in one season, that's an absolute embarrassment to Moshiri, and it shows, or would show, that there is no firm hand on the club. But I don't believe there is a firm hand on the club. Anything that I believe that where Moshiri was taking us has just dissipated.
Yeah.
And the last thing I'm clinging on to is a stadium. I literally am. I just feel like he's got no control over the club, and I feel like he fucking controls the club like Trump controls America. He watches what's said on TV or whatever and then reacts to it. Who's the next bright shiny thing? Go and get him.
Yeah.
What's in vogue in football? Let's do it. I don't know if there's any plan, and I think that to me is the biggest problem. I think he's employed the wrong people on the wrong people's say so, where he should have employed some stronger people, maybe as chief executive.
Yeah.
We've discussed this before. A director of football who had actually done the job
He's
before.
not just a glorified scout.
Well, no, but that's all Steve Walsh is, or was.
Yeah.
You know, Steve Walsh wasn't anything else, didn't say he was anything else, so why didn't we go after someone who'd actually done the job? And I think they're the roles that he should have got in place, almost so that he wasn't running the club. So he was just the man at the top who...
With the money.
Yeah.
That's what we need him to be. We need him to put his hands in the pockets.
A good chief executive or a good director of football might have sat him down and dissuaded him from bringing in Sam Allardyce and said, listen, we're the football men. It's not as bad as it looks. We'll get this sorted. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But I think there was so much panic at the time. And also there'd been a month or so in it, and it just fed into everything. You know, going back in for that second meeting with Allardyce, almost like, you know, exactly, cap in hand.
Yeah, but he's only gone because of the say so of his mate.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's not just, this is not, I just think that this is such a layered thing at Everton. We've got so many problems.
Yeah.
Mashiri is just, I don't know if he actually understands the business of football. I really don't. I think he's stood outside a lot of meetings at Arsenal with a glass to the wall and heard what maybe running a football club's all about, but it hasn't quite sunk in.
He doesn't have any footballing knowledge, does he? He doesn't understand football or how it works.
Allardyce here or Mashiri?
I think that could go for like every single person.
I think Allardyce at the moment is ruling the roost. He's telling Mashiri how things are run, and I think that's the problem. You know, Mashiri's at the moment not going to come out of it with any. He doesn't look good.
No,
because fans are looking for right now. Fans are looking for leadership, and they're not seeing it anywhere. They're not. You know, Bill's gone quiet because he probably feels like, well, this is your mess. You clean this up. Yeah. I'm not fucking you.
Bill didn't want him.
You've asked me to take a side. You've asked me to take a step sideways, and I fucking am. Because this isn't my mess. There's no leadership on the pitch. The director of football doesn't say fucking boo to a goose. Elston is it probably like, Bill? Oh, you created this. You asked me to go over there, and I've gone over there. So it's very much on the shoulders of those people, and that.
But let me just ask you then, what do you expect Mashiri or Elstone to be saying at this time?
I expect them,
or Walsh.
I expect them to clarify the situation is not the right thing. I don't know. Support.
In what way?
Support Allardyce even.
What? Come out and say what?
Just come out and say we're all pulling in the right direction, and just you want.
But that's
but Baz, we just fluff. Fluff works for some people. Fluff is.
If Mashiri come out today, I think he'd do more harm. If he come out today and went, I'm fully behind Sam. I think it would.
You don't have to say that.
Murder.
You don't have to say I'm fully behind. That's not what I'm saying.
Okay, we're all pulling the right direction. Murder.
No, we're not. We're not pulling in the right direction. No, that's what you say. Almost. No. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying come out and say what things.
So what should he say?
I think there just needs to be a collectiveness where someone like Mashiri can come out and say the situation isn't good. It isn't right. We're trying to solve the situation. That's what I'm saying. Not come out and tell people.
Would that please you as a fan?
What if Mashiri was to come out and say we're behind?
Would that make you?
No, not behind. Would
that make you relaxed about the situation?
It would make me worry because I don't want him anywhere near our club at the moment. But I know what Ped's saying. What Allardyce?
Yeah, but that's what I'm not saying. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that Mashiri. I think it needs somebody higher up to say we are.
That wouldn't placate me 1%. Because I don't think you can say anything. You can't come out and go, we back the manager, because then you're highlighting it. They won't do that. They won't sack the manager because for all the reasons you just said, it looks fucking ridiculous.
Yeah,
that
it already does look bad enough.
And like you said before, we get rid of him, give it to Undrit. Well, Undrit had it 3 months ago and he wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying we would have been better or worse if Unzi had kept it. I'm just saying to then get rid of the man who was the saviour to go back to Unzi, who we had.
Yeah, it just makes
so
us
that's not
even
gonna
further laughing stock.
I just don't think they can say anything, which is what they're doing, because I don't think anything. The only thing that I think will please 95% of Evertonians today is for Mashiri to come out and go, we sacked him.
Yeah,
and we sacked him because Marco Silva is my number one choice, has been my number one choice for 5 months, or Paulo Fonseca, whoever it is. They want to take the reins, and we are planning for next season, because this hasn't been good enough. This won't happen again.
Yeah.
And we want this manager in place, like you said before, to get new players in, to get the pre-season organised, to assess the squad, because next season we expect to be pushing that top 6. We've let ourselves down this season.
Yeah.
We're way below our expectation, and this won't happen again. Anything other than that, I don't want to hear him.
Yeah, I think that's bang on, actually. As I said, that would make me happy to see Fonseca. Again, we haven't seen so much of him.
Again,
it could be great. Look at Pochettino with Tottenham.
Yeah.
He could be one of them, or he could be another Martinez. You know, well, not so much Martinez, because he was in the Premier League and got his team relegated. Step forward, Everton, we'll have you. You'd have to have someone ready to come in. I think if you're going to get Fonseca or you're going to get Silva, do it now. And with all those things you've said, look, we know the season's not been good enough. We know the expectation was there. It's been a season of hard lessons learned. We've got to try and get all behind this new manager and get back on track and look to build for next season and for what's to come, because we can just write the season off once we get to 40 points even, because we have sort of stumbled back down towards that, massively. When you think a few months ago, not even that, sorry,
when we beat Palace the other week, I think everyone went, we're sure
that's us now,
thank God we got the win, we're done. And it's like, we ain't done.
Two losses later, 2 away games, teams below us scrapping out, getting results. You know, you see Brighton beating Arsenal. It's all a bit worrying, but I think that's the only way you can get rid of Allardyce, is if you've got Fonseca, Silva, or whoever it is they want in. But I don't want us to just panic grab a manager again, and I don't want to see us in this situation. Allardyce gets sacked and we're just like, what are we going to do? Where are we going to go from
I think what needs to happen is, rather than, I think everyone wants him gone, a lot of people want him gone. I think it's just a change of attitude in the club, and I do think that does start at the top. Though I think the message needs to come out that from the club, that we're all in this together. Whereas people look at Allardyce and they don't think he's in it. They think he's removed from the situation.
Yeah.
And some of those players are removed from the situation. And I think that just creates us all sort of squabbling between ourselves in a way, which probably didn't used to exist as such, because you wouldn't see each other from one week to the next. But now we have a place where we can, socially, go and meet each other. I think that just creates, whether people all like it or not, it does create unrest, and it creates problems for the club, because the club can't be seen to, they've got to fill the space as well, haven't they? And that's why they put interviews out with the likes of Cenk Tosun. He scored the goal, he was a positive, get an interview with him. Do you know what I mean? Get players who come out the game looking blameless to do little interviews, whoever it is, whether it be Seamus or Gylfi or whoever. I think that's what they think, but I just think that, I'm not saying there needs to be a rallying call, because that's bollocks. We see through things like that. But I just don't see the people that we're supposed to be getting leadership from. We know we're not getting leadership from them, and I think that creates worry for a lot of people. I don't know how you do. You're right. I don't know how you do. I don't know. It's got to be, the message has got to be so on point. But maybe it is a rallying call. Maybe it's a call to call to arms. Saturday, it's a big game. We know it's a big game. Let's not kid ourselves. Sort of rhetoric coming out from the club. Build her up through the week of getting players. No, just like the likes of
get the fans. Ask the players. We need the fans and all that, because it's getting to that time again where they are Saturday. They do need us. They need it to be a bear pit. We need to be. I know. Listen. We probably, none of us feel like it. We all feel like sitting there going, right, entertain us, you fucking gang of pricks. But sadly, we can't, because it's our club. If we get relegated, half of them will fuck off and get new clubs.
They won't care.
And we'll be left. So it's about our club, and this is the issue, isn't it? That We've got to take care of ourselves and get those 7 and 8 points on the board as quickly as possible. Like you say, I personally don't think they can do anything until May.
No.
And it's a case of we've just got to ride it out.
Get over the line.
Unless, like you've said, if Silva's genuinely the saviour, the man he wants to entrust going forward, then fair enough.
There's
Maybe
no point waiting around.
Maybe
I can't see it. No, I don't think it will be Silva personally.
I don't. So therefore, they've got to wait. And I suppose all we can hope is that we get enough points to stay up, which is embarrassing that we're even saying that, given the money we've spent. And then make the decision very, very early. And I'm talking, we play West Ham away on May the 11th or whatever it is. He's out the club May the 12th, and the new manager's installed May the 14th.
Well, what about a best case scenario? What about what if we get to 40 points or 42 points in the next 4 games, and he says, "Thanks, you've done your job." Bye. Would there be a case for that?
And do what for the last 5 games?
Well, I don't put Unsworth in charge.
Then you're going back to the man who.
No, but I know, but you're safe. Then you through it. You are planning for next season.
The only way. Listen,
then you do speak to a Fonseca.
There's a rumour going round that Everton are looking. He's looking at the situation and he might sack him. That to me is bollocks.
Yeah.
So I just can't see. I think if we get 42 points and there's 4 games to go, why sack him? He might still be approaching Fonseca. He won't. I don't think he will want to give it back to Unsworth. I don't think Unsworth should take it.
No.
If I was Unsworth and he said, "Listen, if we get rid of him," if I was Unsworth, I'd say, "No, you're all right."
Because it's going to be hard for whoever takes on this team of players at the moment as well. With the attitude, there's a few with severe attitude problems. Confidence is at a pretty well an all-time low. It's going to be a tough job for anyone, and it would be unfair in a lot of ways to Unsworth for him to have to take that on again. But I think the fans would get behind him at least. I still think the fans are going to get behind the team on Saturday, but almost in like a passive-aggressive way, almost as if we're not supporting you, we're supporting our club. And
that's the way it should be anyway, though.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the way it should have been.
Palace.
Yeah, that's the way it should have been anyway.
Yeah. Blues,
that's the way it should be anyway.
It's like it's our club.
We've said this before. It's not about the players on the pitch. It's about what it represents to us. You can moan at these players all you want. But come the end of the season, you'll just fuck off, and you don't see them again till pre-season. You don't see some of them ever again. They couldn't care less.
Yeah.
You got play. You give it all that and all that walking off the pitch, but then you never see them again. Fans fall into the trap of thinking that once players have walked out the door, they care, or it's like, oh, how can he go somewhere else or move somewhere else, or he gives it. They're not asked. They're not bothered.
It's a job, isn't it?
It's a job. That the players around them are acquaintances, and once they go to a new club, then they're their mates.
If you hear any footballer, they say they haven't got mates.
Yeah.
In the dressing room, you got 1 or 2. The rest are just, they go in.
Colleagues.
They just go, all right, we do this and then we go, and they get off and all that.
Yeah.
That's the way it is. That's football. We can't think of it like that because it's more to us.
But I think we can think of it like
that. No, we are more now. But
I've had jobs where I've had mates where you go on nights out, good nights, and then you go somewhere else.
No, but I'm sure when you think about your football club, though, when you think about your football club, you think of that love that you've got, and you want them players to love it like you do. You want them managing, you all want to be together, and it's like, it's the Blues, and you want the players to come out and go, "These fans are the best I've ever played for, and I love this club." The reality is, when our own aren't that arsed, lads who are Evertonians, Ross Barkley's, Wayne Rooney, I love Rooney, but and I know his circumstances were different than Ross's. I don't put it this way. I think if there would have been the flip side, I think Wayne would have stayed.
Yeah.
If he would have been where Everton were and he was coming through, he wouldn't have gone to United.
No, I agree completely.
And all that, but other players who Jeffers, come through and got off and all that. It doesn't mean the same to them because they're in it, and once they're in it and they're getting criticised, it becomes a job, and then it's money. Then I'm getting my wages and I'll go there. We're always there. We are always there. Sam Allardyce will come and go. He'll go and he'll take his 9 and 10 million quid or whatever, and off he'll go and do whatever, drinking his gravy in fucking Dubai.
Jeez.
We'll still be here. So that's what we can't lose sight of. And the big thing for me is that Moshiri needs very quickly to sit down with somebody who advises him properly, and he makes the decision that is bring a manager in who is going to unite everybody and get everybody on the same bus going in the same direction, because when we pull together, that's when Everton are at the best. that's when we're all at our best.
And that's what we've always had, and I think that's why it feels so strange and empty this season, because even when we were proper shit, like, we would all be in it together. The manager, the players, the fans, you know, even if they're not that arse, yeah, it is their job, and I completely get that, but there was still a real sense of spirit. That's what everyone would sort of say. Loads of people would say to me, and I don't get this, I think it's rubbish, but people would often say to me, you know, oh, Everton, I always like to see Everton do well. Everton are always like my second team because I love what you stand for, and I love the togetherness and the fight and the spirit. And that was something that, as an Evertonian, I was proud of. Even when we'd lose, I was proud of that. That was ingrained in our DNA and our identity. That's just gone now.
Yeah.
And everyone's laughing at us, and we're like, how has it got to this? How are we being allowed and being subjected to this absolute shit? It's unbelievable. Shocking. Sorry, my head fell off a bit there.
That's standards, isn't it? The standards have dropped over the last few years. It's not a Koeman thing. It's not a Allardyce thing. It's standards have just dropped. You start bringing in a player of a certain kind, you know, and it will start dropping. You know, you look at Moyes. All Moyes buys, he knew exactly what he was buying. He was buying character. That's what he always went for. He bought players he always bought players on the up as well. He always bought players that, whether we liked it or not, it was almost like a lot of players he bought were like, Everton aren't my final destination, so
passing
it's
through,
you know, not even passing through though. But I know I've got to do well for that team if I want to have a good career. Some stayed, you know, like Kale loved it and stayed. Some moved on like Arteta and Lescott, but all of them, you felt, give everything they had for the share, because that's what propelled them forward.
But he worked so hard in Fester and that.
Yeah, of course
that's what he did. He realised
of course he did, because he knew
had
that
to be united.
he knew that he needed the dressing room, and he needed the dressing room probably behind him, because at times they wouldn't all like. I mean, I read last week Pienaar saying, you know, we had Moyes and Martinez, and Martinez would be like, oh, do this for me, do that for me, blah blah. He said Moyes would just go and do that. Yeah. And he said, I preferred that. Yeah. I preferred someone to just go and do that. Yeah. No. Oh, this is what we're going to do, and blah blah. He went, go and do that. You're good enough. Go and do it. Yeah. We'll work hard in the training ground all week, and you'll do it. And he preferred that. I think that's what's sadly been missing. It's sloped off, and players have been given an easy ride. And I think Koeman tried to instill that toughness, but didn't have the right character of player, and didn't buy the right character of player. And now we're left with this mismatch, mess, whatever you want to call it. And because there is no common through line in the squad, you know, every good team, I think, it's got a good collection of players, but they have an ethos. Spurs, we spoke about that last week, didn't we? Spurs' ethos, you can see they're all very different. You know, Harry Kane's probably got a very different mindset to Dele Alli, especially on tape. But you can see that the through line is work hard, win games of footy, do what the manager says. At Everton, I just don't get that feeling, and I think with a manager like Allardyce, it makes it even worse.
I thought Pochettino's quote was very thing over the weekend about, when you lose the fans, it's time to go. Just get out, because the fans are the club. And
so relevant as well, and that applies to us, likes of Arsenal.
But that's the arrogance though of the managers, from both managers, or any manager in the situation. There's an arrogance that it doesn't matter what they think. Yeah. I'm getting paid to do a job. I'm the most important person here. But
this is my
club. They are to a point, but you know, have a bit of self-awareness, like you were saying before. Allardyce might think he's the most important person in Everton, and he might be right, but don't go round smirking at the fans. And literally, because I'm not being funny, the moment he done that, he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, of course he did.
What he was thinking in that moment was, I will prove you all wrong, and I will have the last laugh, but it won't matter because we'll be safe. That doesn't wash with football fans.
Not a chance.
That does not wash with football fans.
I think he was thinking, because he smirked walking off the pitch, and he was laughing. But in the interview, when he mentioned Sigurdsson, and he started laughing. Yeah. I think he was just thinking, fuck them. They're just football fans. Yeah. I know best.
That's it. It was so undermining and so belittling, and it made my blood boil, honestly. Like, I struggle to listen to him speak anyway, but that for me, like, my remote nearly went through the wall. I just thought, how dare you, you horrible fat bastard, how dare you. It made me so angry. It did though, so I'd see my head's falling off again, but it was exactly, you've hit the nail on the head there. Him sort of smirking, it's like, what do they know? When you've got people going the game that have been, you know, in their 90s, who've been going to Goodison Park since they were 2, you know, it's just, it's so disrespectful. And in this city, what football means, especially to Evertonians, it's everything. It's life.
But it's just that's just pompous, isn't it? What he's done
Completely.
there. You say the right things and you make the right noises, and the what comes out mightn't be exactly the same. But you don't.
Look at Marcus.
You don't give players a performance like that. You don't give fans a performance like that. Sorry, and then come in and say things like that. You apologise.
Yeah.
You know, Coleman does the right thing. He apologises. We were all rubbish, whatever. He doesn't hide. What he's just done there is he's just put a big brick wall between the fans, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, who cares?
Martinez would go on about everything was great and everything was positive, and he'd always try to keep a positive spin on it, no matter what. And he wouldn't disrespect. He'd always say our fans are magnificent.
Yeah.
And look how much gravitas he got from the supporters. They looked after him. Don't forget, you often forget this when you think about Roberto Martinez. He took a club that was regularly top 5 and 6 and made it a mid-table club.
Yeah.
With his signings and his tactics. We had a brilliant first season with him, don't get me wrong, but that was with the hybrid. When it was full years, we finished 11th twice when we've been used to finishing 5th, 6th, 7th.
It took us backwards, didn't he, ultimately?
Massively backwards, but people still had his back because he spoke well about the club, and he genuinely wanted to do well with Everton. Roberto Martinez, he wanted to be his club. He wanted to have it play in this way. This fella's like, he doesn't give a shit. Koeman was bad, but I don't think Ronald Koeman would have laughed at the fans.
No,
if he'd have walked off on Saturday and we'd lost 2-1, I think he'd just had his head down, Koeman, and gone. And if he'd have gone, the fans are entitled and I understand why they're upset. That's what he would have said, regardless of whatever he'd have gone. I understand why they're upset.
It's just the ultimate middle finger to the fans, and you think of the amount of money we spend, the amount of time, the emotion, the mental health we invest in this, honestly, to just be sort of smirked at and being served that dross week after week after week, and as if it's good. Even after the Watford game, you know, we lost obviously, but it's like, yeah, but we almost got a point away to the mighty Watford FC.
Very good
it's
point.
Just a joke. He just doesn't understand this club, or he's just completely deliberately trying to take the piss out of us.
Well, that's it, and you've got to find common ground with people. I mean, you've got to understand the mentality of what makes a fan base. I mean, you know, when it's good, you've got to almost just ask more. I think a fan. I mean, I remember when Klopp came out. Remember when he was kicking up about the fans, saying, well, you know, maybe if you drove us on for the last 10 minutes, we'd be able to push on. But it was almost like saying, it was almost like going to the fans who've been saying it. It's almost like you've been trolling through Twitter or something, seeing what Liverpool fans were moaning about, and probably they'd been moaning about fans getting off early or stuff. He tapped in to what the hardcore were talking about.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
He has someone to do it for.
Well, he obvious's got a little Twitter nonce doing it for him, but it's almost like, but it's like he's gone, well, what can I say that will galvanise the fans, and it might piss off some fans, but what it'll do is get the majority going. He's on our wavelength. He knows how we think. He knows that. He understands, and he's coming from a point of truth as well, saying, for the last 10 minutes of games, you're all getting up, standing up and getting off, and it distracts us from what we're doing. And now and again, I think you need that. You need to pull some people up on, you know, if I'm not being funny, the height of Allardyce came out and went, fucking atmosphere at Goodison's terrible. Every time I've brought a team here, we've been terrified, and you know, it's been a hard place to be, and it's always been a hard beat. But since I've been here, I don't sense that.
No.
Fans go, I'll show you.
Yeah.
I'll show you. Saturday, let's have this place bouncing. And he's gone, yeah, I've done it. Nice one. He doesn't do that. He just alienates everybody.
Yeah, it makes it worse.
I don't think football fans are quite... Listen, let's be honest. We're not hard to sway. Fucking look at Mahrez at the weekend. Scores a last minute equaliser and everyone's fucking loving him again.
Yeah.
He was a fucking death threat last week.
That's why he thought Bournemouth are above us.
Oh yeah,
You're
yeah.
above us till the 96th minute.
You're right.
Then he left it in.
No, but it's like it's things like that.
It
Then
is,
suddenly the fans like, man, this is great, blah blah blah. Look what he does. If you say the right things and you put things in the right context, and if you reverse things, like if you come out going, why are the atmospheres not that good? Because every time I've brought a team here, it's been magnificent.
Yeah.
One of the hardest. I think someone said that the weekend that on Match of the Day. And he said, "Go to Goodison, I used to hate it. It was horrible and blah blah blah." And that you'd go, "Yeah, you sweet. Let's get that back. Let's get that back."
We need it back.
That's what he should be saying. He should be saying, "Fans were magnificent today. Just wish they were a bit more like that at home."
Yeah, that is the way to go about, because we would respond to that. I mean, it is, and it's been like that at Goodison for years now, hasn't it? It's like.
No, but I think it's a lot of home grounds are like that.
No, but what I'm saying there is that regardless of the atmosphere, you're tapping into something. You're tapping into what fans feel like.
Yeah.
There's a movement at the moment to try and get the atmosphere better.
All you'd have to do is get, like you said, someone to go on Twitter for him.
That's the thing, isn't it? You're actually tapping into what fans want you to say, but think that you would never say. It's a negative that becomes almost like a positive.
Reverse psychology.
But what he's saying at the moment is just negatives.
Yeah.
But the negatives about the wrong about he's looking to fans going, you don't know nothing.
Yeah.
We're not all suddenly going to run out and get our coaching badges, aren't we? We're just going to call him a cunt. That's simply what we're going to do. Toffee, stop wincing at every time I say a word. You know, they're the things, aren't they? You just tap in. Moyes was good at it. Martinez was good at it till he wasn't good at it.
Yeah.
Like when it was positive and he was positive and he would say, "Oh, Ross Barkley's better than Messi, Ronaldo, or this or that." They're good, but when things aren't going good, you've just got to change your take slightly.
Yeah, that was the thing with Martinez. I think ultimately it was his positivity. It was his positivity that was making us so mad, because you're like, you're lying to us, mate. Here, you know.
Didn't he at first? Koeman was like, "This is garbage. We've just won, but it wasn't good enough."
Yeah.
Ross Barkley wasn't good enough, and everyone was like,
"We love that.
Yeah, that's great."
Yeah.
But then he started like tempering that and being a bit like, well, you know, and it was like he'd lost that edge, and you were thinking,
why do managers lose it when he comes up?
I don't know.
It's us.
And players.
What a jinx.
Centre forward. No, but as I say, you just the manager at times you just gotta play the way they, you know. He just doesn't seem to understand, and that's winding fans up. And
of course.
And it's funny because only a couple of weeks ago, or 2 or 3 weeks ago, we got some possibility of getting Europe, the possibility of him staying on longer, and these things, and you just think, you could get us Europe now. You could win us every game from now to the end of the season, but people still wouldn't want you because of your attitude towards the fans.
That's what's mad. We're looking and going, we need this to stay up. We still could actually finish in Europe.
Yeah,
we could.
It's a long shot. It's a massive long shot. It's a massive long shot.
Don't forget, Moyes used to fall out with the fans quite regularly, but I mean, the thing was the subs. He used to do the subs, and people, what the fuck? I mean, I remember the one where he brought Anachabi on at home, and everyone moaned, and Anachabi scored, and he took his coat off and started lashing. And then the other one was Bolton in the FA Cup when it was a minute to go. We needed a goal, and he brought Heitinger on, and everyone was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And basically, what he'd done is he moved Fellaini up front.
Heitinger scored,
but he moved. His intentions were Heitinger goes centre midfield, Fellaini goes up front. We can start playing longer, we can play near box. We win a corner, Heitinger scores, and Phil Neville's arguing with our fucking fans going, "See, he was right." But it was like, he was right, yeah. And if Phil Neville hadn't argued with the fans, it probably would have been alright. But there are things that you can go, see.
But I suppose from their point of view, they probably, because they're all in it together, the way we feel like we are, probably pisses them off for going, just let the manager get on with it, stop judging every fucking decision till you see it.
No, I know, that's right. Phil Neville's
for us as fans, we go, get him on, get on.
What I mean is, though, there's...
You know what I'd say now? We could do with a Phil fucking
Neville. No, I know we could.
Team, pointing.
No, I know we could.
I
liked Phil Neville a lot last season. Then he become a bad grass. And
he was shite in the field. In that last season.
No, he was terrible. Season too long.
Him and Osman in midfield.
No, but I think then there was a
I'll have him back, mate.
There was a mutual respect then for, Moyes could say things or whatever. But now, you can't be coming out, walking off the pitch, smiling.
Listen, let's be honest. This fella came in and probably about 7% wanted him. So he's already running uphill, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's going upstream. against the current. So what you have to do is endear yourself to as many people as possible, and you do that by not pissing people off.
Yeah.
And
not making
And he's pissed a lot of people off.
You don't
took
make
them to Dubai, and we've lost both games.
you don't make situations worse than they have to be, and he has. He's made them worse by
100%.
putting his face on TV, putting his face anywhere.
Bold gravy.
At the end of the day, as I said earlier, he likes having a shit in the bath.
Oh, for God's...
He's gone.
There you go. Thanks for watching the Tuesday Topic. Baz is going to make everyone a nice cup of tea. We'll see you later.